The Galactic Starcruiser Hotel is already taking on reservations and they're filling up fast. With the opening swiftly approaching, I thought it'd be fun to share with you a sort of predecessor of the Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser Hotel. Believe it or not, there exists an experience that takes place on a ship that is ultra immersive and spans a couple of days. Unfortunately, this experience can't be found at any theme park. BattleStations 21 is located in Great Lakes, Illinois at the Recruit Training Command, better known as Navy Boot Camp. This 210-foot mock-up of a Navy Arleigh Burke-class destroyer serves kind of as a final practical test for all the recruits. And believe me, this experience is not for the faint of heart. Although the Walt Disney Company didn't have a hand in BattleStations, the current president of Walt Disney Imagineering, Bob Weiss, was. His company Design Island, now Steinauer Creative, was one of the contracting companies involved. Another company involved was Advanced Entertainment Technology, and as you can see, they were already involved with Galaxy's Edge. So it may be fairly safe to say that they are also doing some work on the Galactic Starcruiser. So I guess now is a good time for a spoiler alert for both BattleStations 21 and Galactic Starcruiser. Anyways, I thought it would be fun to compare Galactic Starcruiser to that of BattleStations 21 in many of its facets, as well as give a little summary of BattleStations 21 and share just how amazing it is, and maybe even get a little insight on what's to come for Galactic Starcruiser. First up, let's talk about the core experience. On the Galactic Starcruiser, you're just a mere passenger. However, during this time of unrest, the Resistance is looking for recruits and the First Order are attempting to squash it. Beyond just the passengers playing a part, there's a host of actors enhancing the experience. Throughout the day, there will be specific story moments where your choices actually have consequences. On BattleStations 21, you play the part of a sailor going underway for a humanitarian mission. At the start, you just go through mundane activities such as loading the supplies on the ship and standing watches. Unfortunately, an unknown terrorist entity starts to cause havoc on the ship. This will lead to the recruits having to deal with some intense trials. These simulated trials are recreations of events that have actually happened that sailors had to overcome. One of the very prominent influences is from the attack on the USS Cole. To participate on the Galactic Starcruiser excursion, you're looking at paying a minimum of $4,809 and is open to anyone. No prior training or experience is required. For BattleStations 21, you'll have to sign up with a 5-year commitment to the United States Navy, but you actually get paid for it. Because of the Navy's fitness and mental requirements, along with the training period beforehand, they can have more extreme experiences than Starcruiser could ever hope to have. For the Galactic Starcruiser, your journey will start off in a shuttle taking you to the Halcyon. On board the transport, there's a video that allows you to see your journey to the ship. Unfortunately, there does not seem to be a physical representation of the cruiser. For BattleStations 21, you start your journey inside what is essentially a giant soundstage. The inside has been made to look like a pier at a Norfolk, Virginia naval base. There are buildings and fences to help pull off this illusion. The sets can even be augmented to make it appear as if you've pulled into a whole new port. If you look over the side of the pier, there's even water with waves. Moored to this pier is the USS Trayer, the ship that will be hosting your adventure. The USS Trayer is a near lifelike representation of an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer. Once on board the Halcyon, you get to continue your role-playing experience on a luxury space liner. This will be your home away from home for the next 2 nights. Comforts include a stateroom for your group, as well as some fine dining with live entertainment, and some additional activities throughout your days on board. For BattleStations 21, you get none of that. Once on board the USS Trayer, you get to start your amazing journey doing your job. And this experience goes from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. the next day with no opportunity to sleep. A couple of activities that you will find on both the Halcyon as well as the Trayer include standing watches on the bridge ensuring safe navigation and making sure there are no threats inbound, and ensuring that the engineering plant is up to snuff and working properly. Unique activities on board the Galactic Starcruiser includes a lightsaber dojo of sorts, and a way to play holographic sabacc. Additional details and activities on board the Halcyon are unknown at this time. Now that some of the parallels and the details of the Starcruiser have been exhausted, I would like to tell you about battle stations in more detail and give it a bit of a narrative. And maybe this will help give you an idea on just what kind of magic Disney is hoping to recreate. Once again, because Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser has to be accessible to everyone, many of the hazardous events cannot be replicated by Disney. You're a recruit of the United States Navy, and after weeks and weeks of vigorous training, you are down to your final obstacle, BattleStations 21. You and the remaining members of your division, as well as your brother division, are standing outside a door labeled Naval Station Norfolk. As this doors slowly open and you begin walking through, you see the recreation of Naval Station Norfolk right in front of your own eyes. You can smell the salty air and even see the seawater, and there's even some smell of diesel fuel in the air. In fact, your mind is a little blown that the Navy would go out of its way to create such a lifelike representation. And there you see it, the USS Trayer. And from your minor experience in the Navy, this looks like a full-blown ship. In reality, it's a facade concealing a greater building. The night starts off like a normal routine of any ship about to go underway. You create a daisy chain to bring on the supplies and then cast off. Once underway, the divisions get broken up into various groups. You are now with your team through the various events that will be happening throughout the night. The first set of tasks are standard routine fare for the Navy. At some point during the events, the alarms start to go off.
General quarters, all hands, man your battle stations. Reason for general quarters, missile inbound, port side. All traffic move up and forward, starboard side, down and out, port side.
And you're told to brace for shock. You hear a loud explosion sound and the ground actually shakes. The ship has taken a hit and you are part of the response team. Your group is tasked to put out a fire. You go to put on your firefighting equipment. After getting dressed out and ensuring the rest of your team has their gear on properly, it is then time to engage the fire. After everyone has cycled through being the nozzlemen, the fire eventually goes out and you go back to be debriefed. Soon you are called upon to deal with a ruptured fire main in one of the magazines. Not only do you have to slow down the leak, you have to move the powders into the other room so that they stay dry. While this is happening, the room is filling up with water and the lights occasionally go dark. Eventually, all the flooding is contained and the magazine powders are safe. Now that the fire and flooding is contained for now, it is time to go on the rescue for personnel that have been injured or trapped. You and your group are now part of a rescue team, and you have to traverse the dark, smoke-filled damage compartments with a stretcher in hand. Once you've made your way into berthing, you can hear somebody coughing and moaning in pain. You then secure them in the stretcher, and this is a fully weighted dummy. Now it is up to you all to transport them to medical. Not only do you have to go through the obstructed path again, you actually have to take them up ladder wells as well. For another task, you and your team are sent off to investigate a space. At first, everything seems normal, but then smoke starts to enter the space. Before leaving, one of you checks to see if the hatch is hot. It is, meaning one of the fires has spread just outside the door. Luckily, there is an escape scuttle to egress. After making your way through, the smoke is so thick you can't even see your hand in front of you, so you have to feel your way out. And this involves a little bit of crouching, climbing, and squeezing. After a long 12 hours, the ship finally makes it back to port. BattleStations 21 is now over, and all the recruits that passed get to take part in the capping ceremony. This is where the new sailors doff their ball cap and now get to put on a new Navy one. That's a brief summary of the Navy's BattleStations 21 simulator. Even though it is impossible for the Walt Disney Company to replicate these moments, hopefully they can use their magic to emulate a similar experience of teamwork, triumph, and just a little bit of danger. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. I would also really appreciate it if you subscribe too if you aren't already. Please let me know in the comments if you think this looks like a cooler experience than the Galactic Starcruiser, or vice versa. If you're watching this after the Galactic Starcruiser is open, and you were one of the individuals that got to experience it, please let us know how it was. Thank you, and until next time.